Hi, and welcome to Tauros All Access, the Wednesday edition. I am Lauren Hill, joined by Evan Epstein. We always, every week, have a coach interview. This week, it was assistant coach Tyler Ebner, and Evan, you got the chance to speak to him.
Yeah, there was a lot to talk about. The Tauros on a 13-game winning streak after sweeping the Bismarck Bobcats. Now you got 2 games in Watertown, but also the Tauros players dominating out at top prospects with Jesse Yahala and Lucas Fedin taking home player of the game in their respective games on day one. And assistant coach Tyler Ebner had some great insight. Take a look. I'm here with assistant coach Tyler Ebner. Coach, the Tauros picked up a huge weekend sweep over Bismarck this past weekend to move into first place in the Central Division. What does that mean to you?
I think it's been a steady climb over the course of the year to get to where we're now at in first. We've had to overcome some adversity, and I think we've done a great job of staying the course and playing to our standards.
In a row, it seems to have sped up a bit. What type of confidence and momentum does that give the Tauros?
Well, it's always nice when you're winning and winning consistently, but in the span of those 13 games,
division, 78 saves, 1 goal allowed. How have you seen him continue to develop this year?
He's been so steady back there. I mean, when we've had to count on him to bail us out when we're not playing great in front of him, he's done that. When we are playing in front of him, he again plays like a rock back there, and we've had to count on him in a number of games, in this 13-game stretch.
We talked last time about Chuck Owens, Noah Gibbs, and Braden Jockums and how they just came together. Braden Jockums now has 3 goals in his last 4. Unit has developed over the past month and a half with the Tauros.
Absolutely. I mean, I actually just did individual video with Jocks, not more than half an hour ago, and that's one of the beautiful things about a guy that comes from that level is, he's gotten 3 and 4, but he's not satisfied with the way that he's playing, and he always continually strives for more, which is awesome. Gibbs is coming in tomorrow to do video, so all those guys on that line, they're definitely playing better, but they also know that there's another level that they can get to.
Absolutely, and Noah Gibbs, he's racked up shots, but he just hasn't found the back of the net. I mean, how close do you think Gibbs is to breaking through?
I think if he gets one, he's going to get a lot more very, very quickly. It's just, when you come to a new team and you haven't scored, and you start to put a little bit of added pressure on yourself, which can make it difficult to score for sure. And I think he's done a good job mentally kind of staying the course, even though I think we know he is a little bit frustrated. But again, like I said, I think it'll just take one.
And so 5 Tauros, as well as Coach Cody Campbell out at top prospects right now. Jesse Yahala, a player of the game for Team Black Select, and Lucas Fedin, player of the game for Team Central on day one. How crucial do you think it is for these guys to get exposure to the scouts right now?
Went into that tournament after just playing a full weekend and are seeing success right away yesterday in those first games. I think it's great to get recognized for both of those guys getting player of the game. I mean, every Cody's team, Jesse's team, and the Central all won yesterday, which is it's cool to see. But again, I think it's great that those guys are getting recognized.
Yeah, they had to match up Jesse's team and Team Central so that not everyone could come away with the sweep. Is there any concern, though? I mean, these are 5 players that are instrumental for the Tauros. Is there any concern that between 2 games Friday, Saturday in Bismarck, 2 games Monday, Tuesday, and then coming into Watertown, is fatigue a concern?
For sure. I mean, that's a lot. those guys will get their rest over the course of the rest of this week after traveling back. Obviously, they don't get the case of having a home weekend, but they'll have to get right back on a bus here right when they get back. But they'll get plenty of rest, whether it's this week and a little bit of next week. They'll get their rest back.
Watertown's coming up this weekend. The last time the Tauros were down in Watertown, it ended very physically, a lot of fighting during that Saturday game. As a coach, how do you prepare your team for yet another meeting with the team that it was a rough game last time out?
Yeah, physically it was definitely rough. I think the biggest thing is talking about what it takes to be successful and sticking to the small details of within our game that can help us have success. I think that'll be the main focus. I think the extracurriculars, hopefully they don't happen, because again, we're a really good team when we play as units of 4 groups, 3 groups on the back end. That's when we play our best, and I think our guys know that.
Does it make it difficult to plan for a team when you play them 3 times in 5 weeks?
A little bit. I mean, there's always some things that you can do, to help with that. But from our standpoint, I think it's more of, again, playing
up another 4 points.
Well, I think one of the big things that we talked about the last time we played them was getting pucks behind their defensemen's heels and playing from the goal line up. We've seen success when we've gotten the puck down there at generating offense. I think that's a big thing. And then the other thing is making sure that when we do have a turnover or they start to exit their zone, that we're picking up the right guys on the back check.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Prospects was this past week, and it went quite well for the Tauros. And you have an opportunity to purchase the jerseys from Top Prospects on Dash. That auction will be available up through Sunday. Jesse Yahala playing on Team Select Black, and then Lucas Fedin, Ian Spencer, Jack O'Hanison, and Adam Mahler all playing on Team Central. And those Team Central jerseys, their colors, as you see right there, pretty close to the Tauros colors. Make sure you go on Dash and take a look at those jerseys. It'll be available through Sunday.
Yes, Sunday until 7 p.m. So definitely get your bids in, because we love the color combo going on there. We'd love to see it here in the Pepsi rink. But other than that, y'all did mention as well in your interview with Ebbs that the Tauros are traveling down to Watertown, South Dakota this weekend to play the Watertown Shamrocks for the last time during the regular season down in Watertown. So we are very excited for that. It is also my first time traveling, so I'm excited for that. But we are not back in the Mace Arena on the Pepsi rink until the end of February against the Aberdeen Wings, February 28th and March 1st. March 1st, we have an event going on with Farmers Union Insurance with the food drive and jersey giveaway. So if you donate 3 non-perishable foods, so any kind of like canned food, or donate $10, you will receive a specialty Minot jersey that does have an American flag on it, and we will be showcasing it on tomorrow's episode. So stay tuned for that to see what it looks like. But other than that, if you would like, please scan, if I can get this right, this QR code right here. That'll bring you to our link tree. That'll bring you to our website. That can get you literally anything related to Minotauros hockey that you possibly need, from booster club information to information on the Farmers Union Insurance food drive. That stuff is on there, from tickets to merchandise to literally anything. So please scan that QR code if you are curious. And but other than that, we will leave you off with an interview with Emma Palmer. She works here in the Mesa Arena for our Minotauros, for the men's Beavers hockey team as well, working in the penalty box, as well as she owns her own photography company called Emma Nicole Photography. And on the show, we wanted to give more experiences to our community and have y'all meet more people that live here in Minot and have small businesses and whatnot. And she does a lot for us and Mesa Arena, so we would like y'all to get to know her a little better. But other than that, we will see you tomorrow. Hi, Minot Tauros fans. I'm Lauren Hill, and today I'm here with Emma Palmer. You work for the penalty box here at Mesa Arena, as well as you're a photographer, and you work youth and Pee Wee tournaments. You do a lot here at the Mesa Arena, and we wanted to get to know you a little better. So like I said, Tauros fans see you the most working in the penalty box alongside JR, Toby, and Britt here at Mesa Arena on the Pepsi rink for the Tauros. But can you tell us what roles you've worked in general in the Mesa Arena?
Yeah, so ironically, my first role here at the Mesa was a Tauros fan.
We love to hear it.
Yes, my parents actually introduced my brother and I. We fell in love with everything hockey, like the fights, the atmosphere, everything about it. We just loved it. So we became season ticket holders, and then stats 2-3 years later, and it's just being the statistician for both Tauros and the Beavers men's hockey team. Besides being here at the Mesa doing stats and all of that, I've got a camera in my hand, taking pictures of the youth hockey teams and tournaments, just individual games, that sort of thing. Supporting my brother with his youth hockey career and just being here at the Mesa. It's my second home.
Yeah. So you're born and raised Minot, North Dakota?
No. So
okay.
I actually was born in Minnesota.
Okay.
But I only lived there for a couple of weeks, and then we kind of moved around, just kind of figuring out where my parents wanted to end up. We ended up in Post Falls, Idaho. I lived there until I was 9, and then we moved here.
Wow. Why Minot?
Oil field.
I was going to say why not Minot, but there you go.
Yes, oil field.
Oil fields. Cool.
Dad brought us here, and now he wants to leave.
Oh, well, all right.
I mean, it's like -30 outside, so it makes sense.
No, I get it. Being from Georgia and the feels like -55 on my phone is fabulous. But how long have you been volunteering at the Mesa Arena?
I would say 4 to 4.5, just depending on where you want to count the cutoff. The crew says 5. I started in January of 2021, officially, but technically my first stats gig was December of 2020, filling in for the former statistician, and then just moved right along with it, learned everything, and here I am.
Okay, so I was going to ask, how did you get the gig, but you just said you were filling in for somebody. Did you just kind of take over the position from them? Or?
Yeah, so they quote unquote resigned from the position, and it was a smooth transition. JR reached out and was like, hey, she's got COVID. Do you want to fill in? And I was very hesitant, but it's fun. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You would never know JR, Toby, and Britt because of that.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, if any of y'all have met JR, Britt, and Toby, they're some funny guys. Do you have any funny stories from working with them?
There's lots of funny stories. Ones I can share, I'm not sure about, but I know one that I can share. If you went to the last home game last season and you were here for warm-ups, you probably saw the glued puck stack that fell onto the ice when the players came out. Yeah, that was us behind it. Funniest story that I can share that I know for sure.
Super glue?
Super glue, yep. So the stipulation was, so Ken actually showed me the video. It was Penn State girls manager, they had done it, and Ken was like, hey, here's this, but you can only do it when they clinch home ice and first place, and we're going to playoffs.
Yeah.
But as soon as that happened, I marched right in here and I was like, where are my pucks?
Got the Gorilla Glue and the pucks,
yes.
Which is ready.
What adhesive can I use? And I built it. I took it home, built it, came back, put it up on the board, swapped them out. So we stacked them regularly.
Yeah.
The backstory of how this, why we wanted to do this is because the players would throw them onto the ice, and JR was not happy about it. But we got back at them. We glued them together. We set them up regularly. They threw them away. I thought they were going to notice because it was a fresh puck stack. Just pucks were still on the ice, but it was back up,
Yeah.
right before they went out for warm-ups. they might have had like suspicions, but I don't know.
Probably
And
not, yeah.
a kid that watched us swap it out, because we took the pucks into the box with us, so they had more, like the rest of them. And a kid was like, they glued that together. And one of the players came out, the top one was loose, so they went and loosened it. And he's like, no, it's not. And I was like, yes. We got away with it.
Oh
and
my gosh.
it
Is
was
that
funny.
currently on Kobe Brault's desk?
Yes.
Okay, that explains that puck stack. Okay,
Yep,
because there
that's
was
what
one
that's
time I
from.
picked that up and I was like, why is this whole thing glued together?
It's
There you
good that
go.
it's still
Moral
glued
of the story.
though.
It's all, yeah, really. Wow. Okay. So you work youth Pee Wee tournaments as well here in Mesa Arena. How did you start working those?
So it was more of a frantic situation. I do not have a studio here in Minot, or in general, I guess. But I had a parent reach out. She had 4 athletes. 1 was a dancer, 3 were hockey players. She wanted media photos. My mom found that girls' hockey weekend was happening and the party room downstairs was open. So I reached out to Brian, who's the director of Minot Hockey Boosters, and he was like, sure, have at it. So made a little bit more, like building my portfolio there. And then end of season came. I reached back out and was like, hey, can I do this for all of them? And now I'm here. I'm doing all of them for Minot Hockey Boosters. I've got another one March 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's like that weekend. It's Pee Wee AA State, Pee Wee A State, and then the Squirt Bee tournament. I won't be here the 7th doing media, and I won't be here doing media on the 9th, but the 8th I will be. And then 7th and 9th will be like the action sort of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
and
just a mixture
it's
of
that
both.
weekend, right? And that's the Pee Wee weekend. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, look out for Emma that weekend here in Mesa.
I'll probably be upstairs, but I might be downstairs hidden, so just come find me.
And you own your own photography business, Emma Nicole Photography, which you've used to help the Minot Tauros with Media Day. You did that back in, what, October?
Yep.
So how did you find your passion for photography?
It started with my dad. My parents and my family in general is a big support system. We're an like underwater family. We love scuba diving, that sort of thing. He loves underwater photography, and my brother started playing hockey. He's had his camera, so he brought it just to have fun, and he started taking pictures at my brother's hockey games. I took his camera, I started taking pictures, and I fell in love with it, and that's just what I wanted to do.
You kind of mentioned this with talking about taking pictures of your brother and hockey, but is there a certain subject that you like photographing more than another? Is there a certain sport that you like photographing?
Yeah, so sports is my element. I love sports. I was an athlete myself. Staying around sports was just a way to like keep that part of the athlete in me still in me and alive. Yes. So hockey, if you look at my portfolio, it's hockey. It's all hockey. That's just what I'm comfortable with. And then I love doing baseball, softball, that sort of thing. I was a volleyball player, so volleyball's okay. It's just a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
But I'd like to get into it and enjoy it more. But I've done most of everything. I haven't done like action of soccer, but I've helped photographers do media of soccer. But I want to get into like the action part of soccer.
I feel like it's similar to hockey in the sense that it's the horizontal aspect of it. Yeah.
Yes, and then swimming. I have a couple parents that want me to do swimming,
Cool.
which could be tough, but I'm up for a challenge. I like challenge.
Well, awesome. And my last question for you is, what are your goals with Emma Nicole Photography, and is photography something you see yourself doing for your career, for your whole life?
Yes, it is the career that I want to go into. I've spent a lot of time and effort into thinking that it's my passion, and sometimes you can be successful in making your passion reality, and that's my goal. There's a lot of goals with photography. One of them is starting to come alive, which is being in a lot of the tournaments here in Minot. Hockey's a start just because I have connections, but hopefully baseball will be coming here shortly this summer. I want to get into like meets and stuff. Just being the youth photographer in Minot and just being known for the youth sports, I feel like there's a big gap in youth sports photography. And personally, like when it was my senior year, looking back at like the sports that I played, I wish I had more professional photos taken versus just like the pictures my parents took, which I mean I'm grateful for, but sometimes it's still good to have those like keepsakes, especially for sharing with like grandparents. So goal is to be a bigger youth hockey, or not youth hockey, but youth sport photographer here in Minot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Emma. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course, and y'all can follow her on her social medias, and we'll link them. And we'll see you next time.